I would like to procure the bag.
I wanna be a rich bitch. Penthouse doorman, money, 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 rich bitch. Hey, give me that bag. Rich bitch.
Yes, you're so rich.
I was just gonna say every Taylor Swift album that is my favorite is a fall album.
Wow.
Like it feels like
That's
fall.
how we're starting this episode.
Sure.
Great.
Okay.
So I'm like, spooky.
Spooky.
You're like, every fall.
Every
it's
Taylor Swift. Well, I mean, but think about it. Like, aside of
okay.
Lover and 1989, those to me are summer albums. But like
Okay.
Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, all of those to me are like autumn.
I don't know enough, and I think that's great though. And I like that someone is autumnal in their
Autumnal?
compact autumnal
Autumnal.
of the autumn
Of the autumn.
autumnal.
Autumnal. I love that.
That's the title of this one. Autumnal.
Autumnal of Taylor Swift.
Rich bitch podcast Halloween special. Ookie skooky pookie ookie ookie ding
Oogly
dang
spookily.
dookie. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. What are you drinking?
I'm having a gin martini. What are you having?
I am having a special Greek liqueur called Skinos on the rocks because I am currently with a Greek man.
Technically.
Not actually, well, not in the room.
Right.
but in life. And when I say currently, I'm saying I'm with a fucking Greek man.
I was with my casual Greek man the other day.
Yeah, I have a serious Greek man. You have a cash Greek
I have a
man.
cash. We'll see.
cool.
We'll see what's happening with
Okay,
that.
I want to know more.
Yeah,
But
maybe off podcast.
Okay, fine. I won't say that anymore.
But I actually am very proud of this gin martini. I don't know if you are a drinker of
I
gin
am.
martini.
I'd love to
Taste
take a
how-
sip.
Taste how good this is.
Yeah, no, I'm in.
I'm
into
like
anything.
not. I'm kind of surprised at this because I'm not a big martini maker. It's
Get it.
not like fuck. I'm drunk.
Yeah, it's not like fuck, I'm drunk. It's like-
nice and rounded.
It's like, oh, I'm very drunk.
this is.
It's like
It's like give me one of these, girl, and I'm gonna be crawling home.
It's not fuck, I'm drunk. It's 7, 8 reindeer.
Yeah. Well, and I started to say, but then I didn't. And maybe this is not, I mean, obviously this was not drunk. This was something much harder than that. But on my walk over here,
Yeah.
there was a full grown adult on their knees and feet with their head on the ground. I couldn't see where exactly their arms were, but they were in some state of unconsciousness, and their pants were down around their ankles. Their underwear was up, but they had their backside to the water fountain at which they were, I guess, have used in the recent past.
Okay.
And I looked for a minute to see if they were breathing, and honestly, I couldn't tell, so I just kept walking.
Halloween.
So Halloween is what I was going to say is the starting of Halloween.
Oh, God.
Halloween week is seeing a potential dead body.
Yeah, there you go.
Fort Drive Park.
Wow.
Such a
it's
New York
Scorpio
moment.
season. It is.
Listen, it is always Libra season.
No, it's always Virgo season.
It will
but
always be Libra season.
Well, here's what I love about Libra. Okay, so it's Virgo season. First, it's Leo season. Y'all need to just take a minute. And then I love you so much. I was almost one. In fact, I probably feel like a Leo, but I wouldn't come out of my mom. I was like, no, I like it in here. Outside sucks. Please don't let me out. Please, 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 please. I'm the problem. It's me. And so it took her, 28 hours and a biblical cord wrapped around my neck. And I finally came out 3 weeks late or so. And I was a Virgo. And that makes sense because type A personality, driven, serious. Don't let dumb ass shit ruin my fucking life. I'm always like, yeah, get your shit away from me. Like even being 15, being like, you are a lot. And I want to I want to be an Academy Award winning actor. So I
Right,
need you
get
to chill.
away from me.
So that's a Virgo. I see that Virgo-ness.
Yes.
Personality though, I'm very outgoing. It's like that's very like Leo vibes. But I'm also Libra rising, and you are a Libra.
Through and through, baby.
And that's a balance. That's a checking your friends. That's a being real kind of person, but also like being warm and caring and soft, but also can just like the thing about Libras is it's a balance. It's very balanced.
Yes.
It's not like a typical there's other signs like Gemini where they're labeled if you're unevolved, where you're just like flippy on a dime. That's Libras are not that. They will slowly slide into something like a scale. And all of a sudden, if you get on their bad side, you are fucking dead to them.
Yes. And sometimes that scale moves a lot faster.
Sure. But typically, it's a little more more
It's very calculated.
vibey.
I will say that I am very perceptive of what's going on around
Yeah.
me in that regard.
Yes, me too.
I pay attention to things.
Yeah, exactly. And so I always feel like Virgo and Libra, because they're so close to each other, It's like Virgo, Libra. Hello, girl. They just really work well. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, hello.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta think like we're smart.
That was
Now
a
we get
really
into-
roundabout way to say that we're good friends.
That's a roundabout way to say, like, look at us. But it is Scorpio season. I want to say, y'all are ooky spooky, kooky. I love you. You're dark.
Yeah.
You're dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my gentleman is a Scorpio moon, so inside, dark, interesting.
I don't know if I have any Scorpio in me.
You might. Sure you
can
have.
you read star charts?
I suck at that. You have to download the app. This is not a sponsor, but I wish they were because, my God, they sponsor some good shit. CoStar, the
I
app.
have it.
It says in your thing.
I mean, I've done.
Open it.
Maybe
Let me help you. Just open it,
Okay,
and I'll tell you
my
what to
brain
do.
doesn't work because I feel like I've done this like.
I feel like I've
10,000
told you to
times.
do this live on the.
No, my friend Catherine made me do
I'll
it.
show you mine. It's really interesting. So I guess our start of Halloween will be getting astrological, because that's
CoStar.
also yes. Do you have
Okay,
it?
I do.
Okay, go in and look at your chart. So you go to me and then chart. And I will tell you, and I'm very interested actually to see what you've got going on because I've got a lot of
Mine is a whole lot of a whole lot.
Mine is a lot too, and I find that it's also 3 Virgo placements
Wait, how do I
and
do
2
this?
Libra placements, which is very interesting. Okay, so if you go into CoStar, guys, this is a live tutorial. So if you open up CoStar and you go to you, and then you go to chart, you can see what your T.
Yes,
is.
hang on. I need to update.
Well, while he's working on that, I will tell you this. I have my Venus, my love kind of thing. Mars is like sex and stuff, but my love,
Obviously.
yeah, is Libra as well. So I have 2 Libra placements. So, but
Okay,
my
now how do I see you take this?
I'm just gonna take
You're
a
in
couple
charge here.
Just drink your drink. You
Drink your martini. Shelby.
chart. It says right here chart. Okay, so. Oh my God, you have
pretty.
so much Scorpio, bro.
Do I?
Wow, we're in that season, bitch. Look how much fucking.
Oh, fuck.
Oh God, you have so much Sagittarius. Okay, well that
Well.
makes sense. A lot of. So you know that meme, a trash bag in the wind? That's
Yeah.
Sagittarius. Okay, so like I love
That's-
this.
that's
I love
kinda-
this. I love this.
That's
I
kind
love
of a
this.
metaphor for my life right now.
Great.
actually,
My
yeah.
brother's a Sag. He's the most charismatic, fun, interesting person. But you know, sometimes there's a little bit of a panic attack.
Shit, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know all this. Okay, so wow, look at us. You have no Virgo. Interesting. Okay. Libra is only Sun. I have both my personality is my ascendant and my love is Venus is Libra.
Okay.
Your Venus is Scorpio. Ooh, you're a dark lover. And you're in the
no.
way of talking. Yeah, Mercury's are how we speak to each other.
How do I have more
is dark.
Scorpio and Sagittarius than
Oh my
Libra?
God, you have so much Sagittarius. I'm
ton of
actually
Capricorn.
concerned. Yes, you do. And my mom is a Capricorn.
And Pisces.
Yeah, Pisces is a little weepy. That's money. Jupiter's our money. Emotional attachment to money. And
that's the
it's
highest
like,
one?
And it's like in your 12th house.
no.
So we're gonna
Oh,
look
wait,
at
that's the house number?
these are house numbers.
Wait, okay, so then I screwed that up. So then Libra is in my 7th house.
It's like really what matters is I don't understand houses very much, but what I do understand, and Dorian would, but oh well, is he's not here. We were roommates at one point, and he's my friend.
Yes.
But he's not here. So I'm here, and so are you. But I see that you have 3 of each. You have a dual trine. I have look how much Virgo I got. Sun, Moon, and the way I talk is Virgo. Very.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm starting to understand how to read
So
this now.
it's the
Okay.
planets. It correlate. Now, if we look at your little thing here, look at what it says about you, and then we can get into it. So it really does spell it out right
Okay,
below.
wait. So you want me to read the Sagittarius?
Sure. Well, I want you to read first. I want you to go to Venus. What, is that a Sag or is it Scorpio?
Scorpio.
So go to Venus right now. Let's talk about because we're Scorpio season, and you know what? I have no fucking Scorpio. You have 3. Welcome
so
to your
crazy.
other season. You have actually more Scorpio in you than Libra.
That's terrifying.
Interesting. Dark.
Okay, Venus determines how and what you love.
Mm-hmm.
It indicates how you express affection and it qualifies and the qualities that you're attracted to.
Yeah.
Your Venus is in Scorpio, meaning your romantic side is mysterious, passionate, and seductive.
Yes, God.
The intense depths of your devotion make for a mad and boundless love, though they may sometimes mutate into suspicion, jealousy, and cruelty, making your love life somewhat tumultuous.
Oh,
me.
God.
It is in your 8th house, meaning that for you, love is often expressed in dark taboos, rebirth, sex, and transformation. But like, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You always talk about, well, maybe do one on air.
Well, I mean,
sexuality is a high part of your romantic courtship.
It's not, though.
But it is.
But it's not. Here, let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're referring to is like me in my 20s being a fool and tramping all over town.
Sure. Which
not
is
that I
no
don't
tea, no
still
shade.
enjoy doing that now, but it is so much less than before.
Got it.
And I'm so boring when it comes to a lot of that.
Well,
and so like that, maybe it's just like being with the right
We've talked
person
about
is what you're talking
taboos.
about.
We've talked about how it can't really, you feel it's a little, like your introduction to this
Oh,
sexual-
right. Yeah.
That's what the taboo essence is.
Oh,
it's
I
like,
see.
It's
Okay.
like there's always like a little bit of a dark thing to get you going.
Well, and I mean, honestly, what gay man doesn't? You know,
Truly,
like,
in our society,
we've all been
fuck.
kind of like fucked in a bad way.
Sure.
As an introductory to being a gay man.
Yes. There's some little. There's always attachment
it
of.
sucked.
Yeah, it's
for me.
bullshit.
It was BS, and of course that like plays and impacts my adult life.
Got it.
And my relationships. And I have had, oh no, here we go. I have
Welcome to the spooky. It's getting real spooky.
Guess what? The spooky part is my relationship and sex life.
Yeah.
No, I mean I have a really hard time attaching sex and relationships together.
Aha.
So maybe that's what
That
this
makes a
is.
lot of sense.
Because like for me, like I can have sex with somebody that I like and appreciate
Yeah.
and care about. And I tend to only want to do that with people that are repeats. I don't want to like go out and find new people all the time.
Sure.
That's boring. I did that. I never really liked it, but I thought that that's what as a gay man I was supposed to do. Because thank you, society.
Yeah, thanks, society. You're really fucking killing it right now.
Really
bitch.
fucked me up on that. But for me, it's really hard to be in a relationship and also want sex in the same way that I do outside of one. And that's not to say that I don't and or can't or don't want to
Historically, that's
have
been the
sex
process.
in relationships.
Right.
Yes, I've certainly had sex within a
Well,
relationship.
maybe this is like the key to unlocking that. Maybe it needs to get more interesting.
Are we having an astrological therapization?
That's what I mean. Like,
right now?
I mean, I know for me, the older I've gotten and the more liberated I've felt in life, and the better relationships I've had, I feel like I'm only more getting into the fun stuff, and I think that's a liberating thing. Now, yours, it seems like it's ingrained in your chart that is a component that might unlock something.
Well, now, see, I don't pay for this app, and I'm assuming that's what this lock symbol means here.
Sure.
But even the first sentence of this, of like, what? So we were looking at relationship.
Yeah, I
and,
have mine.
And mine is like, your relationship analysis according to Venus and Scorpio. And so I click that, and it like literally CoStar should just be paying us right now.
Yeah, they should. I think that you just give an offering. You can literally give $1, I think. But yeah, keep
Great. Reading You in Love. And then it says where you're coming from. Your childhood made you want to create a different kind of home. It put a hunger inside of you, whore, but it also created disruptive activity along your many fault lines. You learned to run at the first sign of trouble.
Oh my God.
Read me to film.
God. Wow, you have a lot of Scorpio in you. I didn't know that, but I should have known that. You have so much dark.
I didn't think that I had a whole lot of Scorpio.
You have tons.
I didn't ever.
You have a huge amount. You have more than my friends that are like, I'm Scorpio. I'm dark. I changed my name
because
to
I don't.
Tabitha.
But I don't think of myself as a dark person.
No, but I think that's a depth. It's more about depth. It's less about darkness and more about like, and I feel like I should have more, but then there's other signs that are shades of that.
Got it.
But
okay.
Scorpio is by far the darkest, very calculating, very not scared to be. Okay, keep going.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sarah stopped because I made a face.
Okay, I did. Sorry.
And the face is a reaction to the next sentence, which says, you always believed that life should be played like a high-impact sport. This had the unfortunate side effect of making you feel like you had to slam into every limit with your entire body.
Wow.
You curate everything in your life, including other people.
Okay, where is this at? Which house, which sign, which
This
planet?
is Venus.
Okay. Still Venus.
In Scorpio.
Got it. Okay, so
And my
Venus.
Scorpio is Mercury, Pluto, Venus.
Okay, so why don't you go next to your Mercury, because that's the way you communicate. That's Scorpio. We're gonna do all the Scorpio ones first.
Okay,
'Cause I have
sorry.
none,
Sorry, guys. This was
bitches.
not the plan, but here we
No,
are.
it's interesting. It's interesting. I want to
Okay,
hear more.
so Mercury and Scorpio. Mercury determines how you communicate.
Yep.
Okay, so So
My
okay.
Mercury's in Virgo.
Your Mercury is in Scorpio, meaning your intellect is intense, serious, and obsessive. You have tendency to see things that others don't through your perspective and insightful intuition. You don't take things lightly and like to get straight to the point, which can come off as harsh, suspicious, or intrusive. You tend to communicate through your body language. It is in your 8th house, meaning you are curious about and inclined to analyze death, sex, the truth, and how to trust.
Wow.
Jesus.
There's a lot of Scorpio in this boy.
Oh no! Am I discovering my new identity live here on How to Be a Rich
No,
Bitch?
I live for Scorpios. My dad is a Scorpio. My boy, like Mike, his moon, which is his internal, is a Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah, your Scorpios are your Mercury, your Venus. That's
and Pluto.
okay. Pluto is just a generalization thing. So I believe Pluto.
Speaking of spooky,
My Pluto's in Scorpio also because we're of the same generation. We're millennials.
Oh, yes.
So your
Okay.
Pluto represents. It's your sign for up to 30 years. It's 30-year gaps are a planetary thing. We are the Pluto generation.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So which Scorpio?
My Pluto in Scorpio says. Literally just said that. Pluto in Scorpio, meaning your generation's psyche is comparatively
me too,
passionate,
guys.
intense.
Yeah.
Oh, so it says the same thing.
Yeah, exactly the same. We are comparatively passionate.
Is it
intense.
in your 8th house?
Mine is my first house.
Okay, so this says it's in your 8th house, meaning you personally are transforming outdated taboos around darkness, sex, and transformation.
Wow, it's in my first house, which means I'm personally transforming myself and self-image. And because it's in my first house, my Pluto and Scorpio is hyper present in my personality. See, that's where I get my dark shit.
Got it.
Because it's in my first house. It's getting.
This is so new for me.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting here. That was
never-
my only Scorpio placement, so I lied.
never
have
would have
one.
identified with this ever.
Yeah.
Truly, I would
Truly
not.
not.
Have.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't consider myself to be a dark person. Like, yes, do I have like a, I don't want to say like dark thoughts, but do I have like a side
the man
of
who's
me?
making a cancer.
I have a dark sense of humor, that's for sure.
But that's what Scorpios are like.
Okay,
honey.
all right. I'm
Like,
making a cancer
listen to
TV show. I'm not dark at all.
Dark.
Not
Yeah.
me making jokes about dying.
Not at all.
Me neither. But I'm also, because it's my first house, so I'm all like, hey, bitch. So my Libra placements are all in my first house, which means they close. So since we just had Libra season, my ascendant is in Libra. So an ascendant, so we'll get to your ascendant next. That's the mask that you wear. That's the personality. So your ascendant is the mask you present to people. It can be seen in your personal style and then you come off. Mine's Libra. Some say it changes becomes less relevant as you get older because guess what? All of us get less of a filter, bitch.
Facts.
So I ascendant in Libra means that I come across as compromising, courteous, fair-minded, but sometimes passive-aggressive. I seem inclined towards balance in all forms, aesthetic, romantic, and judgment. Balance.
Hello.
That's literally high. So what's your ascendant? What's the mask that you wear? I'm curious.
Aries.
What? okay. So that's the child. That's the fiery. That's the fuck it. Burn it down.
I say that all the time.
Fuck it, burn it down is the most Aries thing to say, literally.
I literally say both of those
He just
things.
said that. He said that before we even started.
Yeah, I'm like, burn it down. Who cares? Okay, so let's get to the part where it talks about it can be seen in your personality. Your ascendant is in Aries, meaning you come across as independent, energetic, and direct. You seem to move quickly, sometimes with the appearance of more haste and impulsiveness than thought, patience, or follow through. Sometimes your forthrightness can come off as conceited or rude.
Aries.
But I mean, in hindsight, thinking of like, especially pre-cancer,
Yeah.
I remember people coming up to me and being like, I know that you didn't mean this way, but it felt like whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't mean it that way at all. And they're like, it just felt really rude. And I would have to constantly
Aries
apologize.
mask.
But I think cancer fucked me up
Right.
in that sense because
Yeah.
after the fact, I was hyper aware of myself.
Yeah.
In like a mental body kind of way because of everything.
Yeah.
And so maybe even though it's obviously still there, maybe I've gotten in a conscious way away from the Aries.
Yeah.
Not that I can't still do that.
For sure. You said
And
burn it
certainly
down literally
it slips
like
out.
20 minutes ago.
Well, I don't even mean the burn it down part because like You know,
That is,
but I mean, like the directness coming off
Sure.
as rude or conceited.
Yes.
I feel like that I've gotten away from that more
Got it.
on purpose.
Yeah.
Or by accident. I don't know.
Yeah, by design. Honestly, I think they say that as we get older, that mask becomes less.
Bye,
So-
bitch.
Bye.
I feel like that's a good mask to lose.
yeah,
I love that.
I like my Libra mask, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but because Libras are amazing. Libra's my son, so I'll take that.
Yeah, you're loving that.
Let
so,
the sun shine.
So let's go to our sexy time now. Okay,
what is sexy time?
Mars. Mars is aggression, sex life, ambition, anger.
I can't wait to see your reaction to this.
Yeah, I'm
I'm actually really just reading these now for your reaction.
Okay, keep going.
My Mars is in Capricorn.
So is mine. Yes, I knew we was sisters. Okay, so yours is literally what mine's going to be. Mine's in my third house, though. What's yours? It says it in the second paragraph.
Mine is in my 10th house.
Work. I want to see. Okay, let me hear yours, and then we'll see the difference.
Okay.
We're both Capricorn sexies.
All right. Your Mars is in Capricorn, meaning you assert yourself in a way that is responsible and efficient. Oh, fuck. And you think things through very intentionally. Highly motivated by ambition, your rationality sometimes seems soulless. It is in your 10th house, meaning you put a lot of energy into goals, success, and responsibility. Wow. Where you're coming from, reading You in Love. Your childhood made you want to create... Oh, it says the same thing.
That's really shit.
Okay, so mine is the same thing. Plan of aggression is Mars, so I'm Capricorn, just like you. Where Mars and Capricorn means we assert ourselves in a way that is responsible and efficient. Absolutely. You think things through very intentionally. Absolutely. Highly motivated by ambition. Your rationality sometimes sees soulless. Absolutely. Okay?
Yes.
Because it's in my third house, though, I put a lot of energy into things I know and I'm familiar with. That's what mine differentiates one.
Okay.
I don't know what it said about your house. That's just like, because you're a 10th. It's the second
I
paragraph.
don't remember. Hang on. Mars and Capricorn.
Mine's saying put a lot of energy into things you know and are familiar with. That's my second paragraph.
Mine is energies into goals, success, and responsibility.
Got it. Mine's more, we're both like that, but mine's more like put a lot of energy in things I know and I'm familiar with. Like I'm constantly being like, I know this.
Your energy is feeding your familiarity.
Yeah. Interesting. We're both that bitch.
We're both
Capricorn bitches.
2-0 anyone's surprise.
Yeah, no one's shocked by that. That one's shocked by that.
This is really the spooky season.
We both have
part.
Pisces and Jupiter.
Do we?
Yep.
Where's my Pisces? Oh, yeah. Okay,
That's money.
right.
We both have the same thing about money.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Except for I don't have any right now.
Well, Jupiter is in Pisces, meaning you grow and find understanding through empathy, dreaminess, and compassion. Interesting.
Yes.
Same.
It is in your 12th house, meaning you find success through privacy, secrets, and introspection.
Mine is in my 5th house. It's different, meaning I find success through romance, self-expression, creativity, and
Pleasure. Work.
Okay, I need to say something.
Say it.
say it.
So the
Whole chest.
the 12th house portion of this, like finding success through privacy, secrets, and introspection. When I was younger, I made it my business. I don't do this so much now as an adult, but I made it my business to learn secrets about people to gain power. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm talking like as
And
a child.
I love creativity and pleasure and self-expression and romance, which hell yeah, bitch.
I feel like I'm finding out that I'm a nightmare.
No, you're amazing. Are you kidding me?
Well, thank you, but
you're calculated and efficient, bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? You're saying that to the bitch who has the same things as you.
Fair.
Other than
Fair,
the Scorpio
fair.
bar. But we do. I have the Scorpio bar too.
But the Scorpio thing is weird to me.
Yeah, I know. So you're all over the place. You have a lot of Capricorns. I have 2 Sagittarius placements, honey. So we're very...
I have 3.
I have 2...
Saturn, Moon. What are yours? Mine's Saturn, Moon, and Uranus.
Mine's Saturn and Uranus.
Our anuses are the same.
Okay, hold on. So Sag, guys, we're so alike. It's really weird.
It's actually kind of creepy.
I didn't think that we were going to line up like this because I just went off of like the basis. Oh yeah, it was your sun, moon, and rising. Okay, different. Love that. Okay, so I'm going to do Saturn first.
Okay.
My Saturn is in Sag. Okay. So Saturn rules responsibility, restrictions, limits, boundaries, fears, and self-discipline. Okay, that's what that is. It's all about self-reliance. It's Saturn. She's far out there. They always say Saturn's like, hey, girl, you
Far
good?
out, girl.
Far out, bitch. My Saturn is in Sagittarius, meaning you struggle with restlessness, self-questioning, boredom, and your bluntness. Jesus. Fucking Christ, come for us. Holy shit. It's like we should have a podcast. Restlessness, self-questioning, boredom, and bluntness. Yikes. It's in my second house.
Oh, it's in my 9th.
Meaning I have had difficulties with money and material possessions.
Okay.
But I won those
Hear
battles,
ye,
bitch.
hear ye.
But I have.
Your mood is in Sagittarius, meaning your emotional self, restlessness, self-questioning, optimistic, and independent. You may hide your sensitivities behind an interest in finding new ways to feel. She's an alcoholic. Self-medicating.
I have money issues in the past, but I fought
But wait,
the
we're
shit
not
out.
done. We're not done because my moon in Sagittarius is in my 9th house, meaning I find security and safety through philosophy, faith, education, and politics, which is hilarious considering our
Last episode. Literally.
Because I find safety in none of those things.
But you didn't.
I did as a child until I didn't. And I think the safety through those things for me is actually realizing what bullshit they all are.
Ooh. So I get what you're saying.
So it's kind of like the anti-safety.
Yeah.
Or it's safety in the anti...
Finding safety in the antithesis of it all.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say, but this gin martini is...
I told you, bitch.
I'm
is
only
kicking.
halfway through.
I know, that bitch kicks.
But it's not, it doesn't taste like it kicks.
I know.
I'm a magician.
Yeah, you've done well.
I used to be a bartender.
You had Uranus and Sag, right?
I did.
So do I. Let's talk about that.
We're such weirdos. How is this happening?
Why are we all together now? Uranus stays
Wait,
in
which house is it in?
mine is second.
Mine's 9th.
Jesus, different houses, but same.
Same
It's like
person.
same block, different house.
We're neighbors.
We're neighbors. We're on a cul-de-sac. We're in the same cul-de-sac.
I mean, kind of how we live now.
Oh my God, I know.
Like
It's truly that.
Truly.
Uranus stays in each sign for 7 years, meaning that it rules a generation more than a person. It's not as much as generational as Pluto is, but it's got that 7-year realness. It rules innovation, rebellion, and progress. Uranus is in Sagittarius, meaning other generations are shocked by the boundaries your generation are pushing, along with your restlessness and criticism work. That's all I do. It's in my second house, meaning that for you, it manifests in rebelling against dated expectations about money and material possessions. That's what this podcast is.
Literally, but wait. Mine's exactly the same, except because I'm in the 9th house. This manifests in rebelling against dated expectations about philosophy, faith, education, and politics.
You're rebelling against everything, and I'm rebelling against my money and materials. This podcast is literally that.
This is, you guys, you were getting a real treat here. Because I feel like I'm getting a treat.
Me too. I've been fascinated
Like,
since the minute this.
fuck content creation. I
haven't
feel like
even-
this is wild.
This is wild shit. Because we started this being like, we're not alike at all. There's nothing that we both have.
Yeah, we're just gonna
literally
go
the
our separate
same.
ways on our star charts.
Literally the same.
Literally the same.
Same
Did
Jupiter.
what is left?
Well, we did Saturn and Uranus. We did Venus. We did our ascendant. We did Pluto. We did all that. We just didn't talk about our sun or moon.
We did do Jupiter.
We did.
Okay,
That's
my
mine.
sun is my moon is Sagittarius.
Interesting.
Let's read that.
My moon and sun are the same. They're both Virgo.
Oh didn't we do moon?
I didn't do moon.
I did, because this is the one that it's like finding security and safety through philosophy, faith, education, and
What was that last fucking one
politics.
you just read?
That was Uranus.
So you find it in both. You're finding so it's like the reversal. Okay, but
Yeah. Well,
No.
because it's saying that my Uranus in Sagittarius is manifests in rebelling against those
Sure.
things.
Well, we didn't talk about my moon or sun. I don't know. I thought we didn't talk about your sun or moon. Maybe we did.
We didn't talk about my sun yet, but
We talked about your ascendant, which is your mask.
right, which was Aries, but
Right.
it's your moon time.
My moon, okay. So my moon is literally the exact same as my sun. So I'm one of those people that I've always said, and I grew up saying this until I saw this, I was really gooped, gagged, and geeked. Because I said, what you see is what's also in here. You're not getting like a, you know,
Right.
you know who I am. There's nothing I'm saying that you're like, what, Sarah feels that way? Or I'm being very real all the time about who I fucking am. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
So when I found out that both my sun and my moon were the literal same, I was like, I get it. So my moon is in Virgo. Your moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. It is likely the sign you most think of yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. My moon in Virgo means my emotional self is analytical, responsible, and pacifying. A bundle of nerves, I struggle with a need to be pure that may come out in self-sacrificing or nitpicky tendencies. It's in my 11th house, meaning I find security and safety through friendships, social life, and social status.
I mean,
Wow.
Wow.
I like
Interesting.
being a picky bitch. I don't give a fuck about it.
We love a picky bitch.
Yeah, what's your moon?
We read my moon. My moon
Okay,
was
you're
the Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Can we read that again?
Sure.
Saggy McSag.
Saggy McSag.
Really make me
Where are
laugh.
we?
Mine's in my 11th, my moon.
Saturn in Sagittarius, Neptune, Pluto.
It's going to be at
Wait.
the top. Sun and moon are at the top.
Oh, duh.
You're good.
Okay, sorry. I was looking at sun. So moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. This is likely the sign you most think of yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. Your moon is in Sagittarius, meaning your emotional self is restless, self-questioning, optimistic, and independent. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
You may hide your sensitivities behind an interest in finding new ways to feel.
Okay, that's
Dead.
wild. Okay,
In your 9th house, meaning you find security and safety through philosophy, faith, education,
Cool.
and politics.
that makes a lot of sense, honestly. And now for the sun, the grand dame of it all,
Libra.
Virgo. The sun determines your ego, identity, and role in life. It's the core of who you are. It's the sign you're most likely to already know. My sun is in Virgo, meaning that I'm particularly smart, responsible, hardworking, self-sacrificing. I'm thorough, meticulous, intentional in everything I do. I can accomplish things that most people can't, but may also get bogged down by the details of my day-to-day. You have a need to be somewhat wholesome. I totally have tried to fight that my whole life. It's in your 11th house. That's really trying to fight that. It's in your 11th house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through social status, including platonic and casual friends, along with your hopes, wishes, and dreams.
Fuck.
Okay.
Fuck.
Sun.
All right, my
Let's talk
sun
about
is Libra.
That Libra.
So your sun is in Libra, meaning you are fundamentally oriented towards fairness and justice. You're always generous relativism.
Oh God, help!
Gin and tonic, help.
Martini has fucked it up.
Your always generous relativism allows you to see both sides of every situation. Oh, Jesus. Though this may sometimes come off as indecisive or insecure. Jesus. You don't get tied down to a single view of things. Oh, my God. You frequently question yourself and rethink your views. You're more impressionable than you appear. You do what you say and can get a lot done. Typically well-dressed.
That's so true.
It is in your 7th house. When the moon is in the 7th house. Meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through close relationships and long-term partnerships.
Wow.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
I mean, all of my friends I've known for over a decade.
I know.
All of them.
You are like that. And
Every
I'm like that
single one
too.
of them.
So when it says I see familiarity and stuff, like that's very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm very loyal, and it does make sense. And your questioning stuff makes sense. My questioning stuff.
What doesn't make sense to me is like the more impressionable than you appear. Well, 2022 and the
So I'm just saying, I was like, what are you talking about? And you're like, no, it's a thing. And da-da-da.
I mean, in that circumstance, I feel yes
And
because
career
of
stuff.
because of manipulation and gaslighting.
Absolutely. That's not your fault.
No, but that's like a through line of career stuff for a long time. Fuck. Never mind.
All right. So she just read us.
So I think I need another martini.
Yeah, I think you need to make another one. Co-star just read us to filth. Do you want to take a pause, have another cocktail, and then get started on our next portion of the activity?
Sure.
So now that we're going to cleanse our palate of the astrology of it all. Now that
With
we're
some
shook
medication.
with some meds. Now that we know that this is a Scorpio in front of me, this is a massive Scorpio person.
Oh God, we love a big Scorpio,
We love a big
don't we?
Scorpio. Dark, but Daddy, I love him. We'll be right back.
Daddy, I love
But
him.
Daddy, I love him. And then no. Oh yes. Oh hi.
Oh my God, we're back.
Oh my God, we're back. Hi.
And we're back, part 2.
Hi.
I have a new martini.
She has a new martini. I have the same drink, but
you are
sippity sip. It's the second drink though. It's not the first one.
yeah.
And also I'm
lit.
Other legalities of the New York State.
Yes, correct.
So we wanted to talk about
Horror movies.
Horror. You're not a horror fan.
Well, when I was a teenager, I was really into them.
What were you into?
I was obsessed with The Haunting.
The Haunting of like Hill House or The Haunting?
No, Haunting of Hill House fucked me up. That moment where the door came down and split the dude in half and whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But The Haunting with Owen Wilson and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yes.
I loved that movie.
That is a good-ass movie.
When that was in theaters, I think I saw it 3 times.
Do you know what's so funny? The Haunting is The Haunting of Hill House. That's in the description. So it's the same. It's the same story.
But it wasn't called that.
I know, but it's The Haunting. But inside it says the horror tale that focuses on the Hill House. Literally.
Oh yes, no, that I knew.
Yeah, so it's in the same universe.
The Haunting of Hill House and I feel like there was, I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Yikes. Okay, so this is the third
I'm gonna
very
put this
strong
martini down. No, it's the second. It is the second.
Oh yeah.
No, it's totally the third. Anyway,
it's Tris. Okay, well you liked that one. And how old were you? And why were you into it?
I was. What year did it come out?
1999.
So I was 13.
Okay, and you were super in.
I was super in.
Yeah.
I loved it.
1999 is a great year for movies.
Part of it was like the filmmaking of it, like the special effects of it were so new, and the way that the bedroom ceiling like bent in with like the reaching cherubs and all the other shit, and like the door that was like Dante's Inferno and everything.
I love stuff like that. I love thrillers.
Yeah,
I like gory nightmare.
And the thing of it too, I think, is because it was a psychological thriller and not so bloody and gory.
Yeah, that's not it.
Which
is
why I didn't like Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah,
because that was so bloody and gory that I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
With that said, when The Ring came out, that was the end for me.
You're out.
I went with friends. We saw it, and that was too far. And
Really?
I was
No.
like,
Ring,
I was
no.
like, no, I can't.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
I'm curious. I'm curious how I would react to it now as an adult, because I think I was like 14 or 15 when that came out. But I was just that pushed a line for me in some way that I was like, I can't. This is not for me. I am my mother's son 100%.
I give. I live. I actually never really liked horror until I realized that I loved it. So this is it's weird because I was like, I hate everything about it. It's not for me. I like adventure. I like drama. I like action.
In the great
white somewhere. I want it more than I can tell. But all that being said, I really just wanted to be in the West Wing. You know what I'm saying? So like, she likes horror. I like creepy factors. I think what really got me into the whole horror genre was like animation from like back in the day, like horror shit like that, like from Japan and shit like that, because it was always like pushing the envelope, but it was always psychological. I like psychological shit.
Yes.
Like really fucked up, twisted, like you're like, wait, is that inside someone's mind? Is that really happening? I loved stuff like that, cerebral shit. So then once I realized that I liked that, I was like, oh, well, she's jaded as fuck. She's 13 and she's watching like, you know, Ghost in the Shell and some crazy shit. And she's like, why am I really want to be pushed to the limits of that. Like, what am I missing? Like then I watched The Cell.
Absolutely not.
And
I remember
was
the
like,
previews
wow.
for that with J-Lo. And
I was like, this is a vibe.
nope.
This is so weird. But what really got me into like the whole scariness of it all, the horror of it all, was Alien. That is a horror movie.
I've never seen that movie.
What?
No, I've never. I'm telling you, there was a very short window of time where I was into this, and and like again, The Ring was the cap. But
Alien
before
is so
that,
much better than anything we've ever
before
talked
that,
about.
I was really into it. My friend Mary, we called her Scary Mary.
Hey, Mary.
She now works, I think, at like a
Bloody Mary, one
She's
would
like
say.
security at a prison or something. Like, but she was badass. I loved her. She introduced me to the monkeys, but she was like fully goth and into the monkeys and like whatever. I loved her.
It's like my friend Holly, who became a mortician. But anyway, keep
Amazing.
going. I know. I
But
love you.
she brought the movie It with Tim Curry to my house, and we sat and watched it together.
Yeah.
And so that was also another introduction to me for
That's
me
scary.
to horror movies. However, where I really found where I liked horror films, like psychological thriller horror films, was Hitchcock.
Oh my God! Thank God you said that. I was
so-
about to talk about every Hitchcock
And
movie.
so it was like for for me, because I don't like the goriness of it all. I don't think it's necessary.
I like the suspense.
I like the suspense, and I like the
the world
psychological
building.
thriller of it all. And I don't.
The creep.
I feel, and again, I've been ducked out of horror movies for a long time, so I'm going to say something, and if I'm wrong, please tell me. But I feel like horror movies have lent themselves so much towards the gore and the shock of blood and like intestines that like it kind of maybe Get Out is an exception because that is a thriller, not a horror. And the Saw movies go in the total opposite direction.
Sure. The first Saw movie was a great story. I was
never into it. It was the Vertigo. It was Rear Window.
Rear Window is the best movie he's ever made.
I think Vertigo.
I disagree, but also I love it. But I
mean, totally.
But Rear Window to me and
Vertigo,
Psycho are to me like.
I've never seen Psycho.
Oh.
Because to me that was too much, but I've never seen it, so I don't know.
You really need to see Psycho. I think you would live.
The Birds, I think, was a little unhinged in a sense that it was like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And Rear Window is obviously like the murder mystery kind of.
I love it because you're seeing everyone taste of New York. I mean, it's very New York.
But yes, but for me,
how did he not know it was the same chick when he's fucking her? I'm sorry, like Vertigo confuses me. That's the only part.
But also, but that's what I like about Vertigo is that it's this creation of you're being gaslit is essentially
100%. That is,
and
I
think that's what fucks you up.
Yeah,
and that's why I think that movie is best.
Well, I love that movie. My favorite there was Rear Window, followed by, but honestly, I just saw Psycho. And guys, I saw Psycho for the first time last week.
That's crazy.
And it was
there's hope for me.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah. I saw The Exorcist because my mom.
I've never seen that.
Okay, so my mom always told me, she goes, I never see The Exorcist, Sarah. It ruined my college years. I couldn't sleep for months. I had like problems because of it. Sorry, Mom, if I'm misquoting, but you really made it sound like it was terrible. I'm sorry. And I love that. I love that you felt that way. And honestly, like, it was really crazy. It was really crazy because at the time, there was nothing about a little girl telling you that your mom sucks cocks in hell, you know, as she's like deteriorating in front of it. Do you know what I mean? To a priest, you know, and the priest is like, Jesus. And she's like, fuck Jesus. You know, like, shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have to say, I watched it in college. I laughed a lot. So that says a lot about where we're at now. And the only time where I just was like, oh, fuck no, was when the little girl bent over and it was like, and walked down the stairs. That's when I was like, oh, shit, girl. And that was added later. My mom didn't even see that part. Sorry, Mom, that's the thing that happened. But my point is that at the time it was so unbelievable because it was about a priest basically fighting and within them having some priests suck, some priests are good. Yep. And showing that a female lead mother with a daughter, female, who is being taken over by a demonic possession and how insane that can be and takes it to the limit. And what can a child actor say? And it was wild. Very, very, at the time, extremely shocking and insane. And I really liked it. I thought it was really well done. Ella Burstyn, whatever her name is, she's fantastic. The mom, she's still a famous actress. She's older now and she's amazing.
Ellen Burstyn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Burstyn. Burstyn. Yeah. She's still in. Actually, they just did a new exorcism movie with 2 girls go missing and blah, blah. Now there's 2. You know, I'm like, please come on. But be original. But anything Hitchcock is iconic. Really recommend you see Psycho. I think it would be a wonderful. I think you would really like it, actually. It is very much like thriller, not the gore fest that you even remotely think it is. It's just at the time it seemed that way because the great shower scene and...
Right. Things have changed.
So anyway, it's brilliant. But I highly, highly recommend Alien. I think you would get so much from it.
I mean, Sigourney
Weaver.
What a queen.
God.
Love her.
What a fucking queen. But that's what really got me into it. So I watched Alien. My father tells a story all the time. He was home from the service or in college or something, and he was, you know, in between like getting out on his feet and being a real adult person, and he was still in his parents' like garage or something. It was like whenever they came out, it was like 1979. Okay, so 70s. All right, big 70s hair. Comes back from his job. It's like 1 a.m. He turns on the TV. There's like 4 channels, you know, the boob tube as they call it, and Alien had just started, and he's like, it's 1 a.m. Fuck it. I'm going to watch it. I've never seen it. I don't know if this is my thing, but let's go. My dad was so riveted and glued. And there's a part where, and not in the movie, but there was a part where he was just like, my fuck. this is brilliant. Like the pacing, the suspense, then trapped on a ship. And Sigourney is the bat. She is the main character. And what's so great, it was written for a male character.
Oh, man, I
and
knew
they
that,
changed
yes.
that shit. Honey.
And thank God, because
Thank
Sigourney
God.
Weaver.
Anyway, there was a point where this stupid cat in the neighborhood went, meow, and like this random cat in the neighborhood was like, meow, and went on the screened-in porch of the garage where he was like living downstairs, and was like, meow, and he was like, and just like flipping out, because that movie, from the minute it starts to the minute it ends, you are absolutely captivated, and there's like no gore. It's so brilliant. It's got a lot about, says a lot about gender roles, says a lot about humanity, says a lot about protocol. Do you follow protocol, or do you make a slide for science, or do you doing this and that? There's a lot of commentary. It's brilliant. That's what really got me into it. And then once I got that, I was like, and the women are always the baddies in it. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah.
Like, of course there's a girl that gets killed probably, if it's a stupid slasher film. But there's always the last girl. And it started with Jamie Lee Curtis herself in Halloween. The last girl.
I remember.
And that's always been a thing.
I've never seen Halloween, but I remember watching
recently.
a making of.
Yeah.
And the way that they did the last sequence and how it was like one shot with one camera, and they just like went from the top of the house to the bottom of the house outside. Incredible. But I will also say to this
Carpenter.
that one of my horror film experiences was actually Leprechaun.
What? I've never even seen that.
It's so camp.
Oh,
But
fuck yeah.
one thing,
It's like Gremlins camp. Yeah.
yes, but like
Gremlins 2
one
camp.
thing, but like as a kid seeing it,
Oh, it's horrible.
I don't know what camp is, and I don't know nuance of how to take something seriously and how to not. So I watched. It was on TV, and I just like turned it on. It was around Halloween, and I couldn't have been older than 7, and this this like guy is in a garage, and like the leprechaun makes something look like a woman, and she like takes her top off and her titties are out, and he's like, oh yeah, and he like goes to put his face in her titties, and it's actually a lawnmower, and it cuts his face off, and that was traumatizing.
Oh, that's very I'm traumatized by that. That's traumatizing.
But also like to me, as growing up when we did,
yeah.
horror movie in the context of like my child brain,
Sure,
was like Nightmare Before Christmas,
Oh, okay.
because like the trailer for that was so scary.
What's this? This magic everywhere.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was like the kid pulling the zombie head out of the Jack-in-the-Box
Yeah,
and
it's
turning around to
amazing.
his
Yeah.
parents and being like, "Wah!"
You're like,
And to this day, I still think that is the best piece of art that has ever been made.
okay.
Ever.
See, that's what my point is. So anything
Ever.
that both recoil and entertain, without making it
But
pure
see, now-
schlock,
but
is
see,
amazing.
now-
There's tons of good stuff now.
Sure,
I'm telling you right
but
now.
I'm saying now, Nightmare Before Christmas to me doesn't recoil me at all.
No,
I want to
but we're
mainline that
advancing.
movie
Yeah.
so badly. I loved that film.
That movie is
I remember
perfect.
when MoMA had a Tim Burton exhibit, and it was just like all kinds of sketches and models and prototypes for every fucking movie he made. And there was a whole Nightmare Before Christmas wing.
Right.
I think I have an album on my Facebook from back in the day from this.
Wow.
Because this was like pre-iPhone, and I went
Sure.
and took photos on my little flip phone and uploaded them to Facebook somehow.
They love those
But
photos.
I think for me, horror films in the non-traditional sense are Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton is definitely a person like that's like big in that world. Hitchcock started it.
And he's not even really horror movies.
No, he's
just like this avant-garde
dark.
goth kind of thing.
Yeah, but Edward Scissorhands and
Wednesday
Wednesday.
on what's it?
Yeah, whatever.
I've
I
watched
didn't
that
watch it.
twice now.
I've never seen it.
You should. It's so good because
Well, if you like that, then you would like a lot of things that we're talking about.
I'm sure I would because
That's what's so silly.
Because like
Jaws.
I've never seen Jaws.
Have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
I've never seen Silence of the Lambs. Listen,
good.
you're gonna go down this list
Get
and
out.
you're gonna be so disappointed.
Psycho, But honestly, I'm not disappointed. I think this is fun. This is like, I've never seen Let the Right One In. I've always wanted to see that.
I've never even heard of that.
What?
What is that?
It's about inviting a vampire in your home. Let the right one in because they have to be invited.
Oh,
It's good.
No, I didn't know that.
I've read like the novella about it or whatever it's called, but I've never. A Quiet Place.
Nope. I'm telling you, I don't.
Shaun of the Dead is a funny one.
Actually, Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
Is that the one that's like home video footage ish, or
No,
is it
that's
different?
Blair Witch.
No, Blair Witch is definitely that. But there's an exorcism. I know Blair Witch front and back. That's actually filmed
I've
where I
never
was from
seen
in
Blair
Maryland.
Witch.
No, Blair Witch I've seen
Never
3
saw it.
times maybe.
But their marketing plan was amazing.
Bitch.
talk about that for
I mean,
days.
or Paranormal Activity, same thing. $20,000 to make that movie. Made like millions and
I think
millions.
Blair Witch was 8,
Yeah.
which is insane.
That's fucking.
because it made like $320 million in the box
Yeah, it's
office.
fucking insane.
Crazy.
X and Pearl lately have been taking over. I don't know if you heard about it. A24 released X and Pearl around the same time. They were shot back to back. X is about in the 70s. A group of people want to make a porn, and they pick this old weird farm, and it turns out that old weird farm has some creepy ass people on it. Okay. And that one to me is a little bit more slashery and more, but it's suspenseful. The sequel, Pearl, is about one of those creepy people on the farm, how she got that way. And it's very old Hollywood, and it reminds me of Wizard of Oz meets pure, unadulterated David Lynchian cerebral horror.
Okay.
Mulholland Drive realness.
Ooh, Mulholland Drive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It Follows. Heard of that?
No.
That's amazing. You love that.
There were so many that I remember them coming out. The Cell was one of them that I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, It Follows is more
Or
recent,
maybe-
but The Cell is
Maybe I
terrifying.
did. I don't remember. I don't think I did. But like Exorcism of Emily Rose is more recent. I think.
Yes, it is.
No. I mean, I think I only saw it recently,
Okay.
and by recently I mean like 10 years ago or something. I know who killed me, like Lindsay Lohan playing the twin of herself. Which
Yeah, what was
like,
that from?
It was from nothing. It was just like
Some
it was
movie?
some B movie, whatever, that I took my best friend from high school to see at 84th and Broadway, and it was so funny because she hears her leg, and then there's a scene where she's like fucking some guy and she has one leg and she's like riding him and her stump is hanging out.
Okay, speaking of something like that, if we want to talk about pure camp that's good, Jennifer's Body.
I don't even know what that is.
Megan Fox.
No. I'm telling you, I am lost.
It's the most camp. It's a gay icon. I mean, that movie is. You have to see Jennifer's Body. Diablo Cody, former stripper, made this fantastic movie, and it's feminist as shit, but it's about a hot girl at school that's eating boys at school,
That's funny.
and it's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
But see
Megan
now,
Fox kills it.
But see now, I think without like blurring genres, like in my mind, not something like that, but like something that I've seen recently that I liked that I think kind of teeters on the like precipice of horror is Stranger Things.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that's not really
Sci-fi horror.
It's
That's
like
sci-fi horror.
Okay, well
That's what
that,
Aliens.
That
Alien
I
is.
loved.
Alien is that.
Okay, I'm
Alien is
down.
that. It's all
And
suspense.
we love some Sigourney, but Stranger Things I think is brilliant.
Oh,
Every
it is
single
definitely
season
sci-fi
is so
horror.
good.
It's supernatural, sci-fi, horror,
Yeah.
all that shit.
That I'm down for.
Good. Well, then you should be. All these things I'm saying, dude, you're gonna fucking live.
Because to me, like,
Because I don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't like.
No, I've never seen
The
that.
Hills Have Eyes or like some other thing where they're just like, let's hole punch this bitch till she bleeds to death. No, I want to see suspense. I want to see Babadook.
I want to see Smart.
I love intelligent horror,
I
and there's a
wanna see
lot of
Smart.
it. And
Because-
Women are always the lead character.
Yes, and for me, again, like Nightmare Before Christmas was one of them. Hocus Pocus was another. You know,
Hocus Pocus is brilliant.
and like, of course, that's not like horror.
Not at all.
horror,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's like
spooky.
camp, spooky, fun.
Absolutely.
And that is more so what I'm down for when it comes to a horror movie because like I just don't want to see someone
Get
with long
mutilated.
greasy black hair crawl out of a television, and I also don't want to see your innards. I don't think it's necessary.
Oh, I don't think that's cute. I don't really understand that. I don't know
don't
why
either.
someone wants to watch like a Rob Zombie film. No offense, Rob Zombie. Enjoy
But
your
also
music.
offense Rob
But
Zombie.
like,
Like, get
also
it
like,
together.
why does anyone want to pay money to watch someone get obliterated to death
I don't
over and
wanna
over
see
again?
that.
It's not enjoyable unless there's a payoff. Now to watch a isolated spaceship where some sort of fucking being has entered the ship and you don't know who it's going to get next. I'm interested in that. But you fucking dumb titty bitches in the stupid titty bitches in the fucking woods. I
Big
don't care
titty
about
dum-dums.
that shit. Big titty dum dums getting murked.
Because it also comes down to the comparison of playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
Where it's like more psychological than just moving pieces.
100.
Because I don't need the blood. I don't need gore. I don't need you to like skin someone alive for a film
No,
to
I
be
think it's disgusting.
interesting.
Why do you want that?
I think because it's lowest common denominator shit.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to appeal to the dumbest of masses, then like go right ahead.
That being said, if you enjoy this and you're very smart and it's like whatever synapse in your brain is like set it off by like not actually hurting people but seeing it happen on screen, whatever. But my thing is like that's just not for me. I don't enjoy the suffering of others. I enjoy the calculated suffering of others where like everyone's nervous and shit's really fucking scary and you know something's coming.
Right.
And you're like freaked out and we're all coming up with a plan to circumnavigate that thing, and you're living through the thing. One of the most brilliant ones that's come out recently is called Bodies, 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 and it's about influencers that have to. This is so fucking good. You're gonna love this. I'm telling you this right now. Pete Davidson is in it.
Oh,
I know. Literally just watched it. It's one of the most brilliant horror films I've ever seen in my life. It's a bunch of fucking asshole influencer people that have to stay in this house because there's a hurricane, and it's one of the rich kids' dads, but the family's often fucking Cancun or whatever, and he's there with all his influencer friends, and then some shit goes down and everything gets fucking crazy, and it's brilliant. It's called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Highly recommend.
Okay.
It's, to me, I watched it recently and I was like, this is so much better than I could have ever imagined. It's such a commentary on human beings now and what happens when your phones don't work for a weekend.
Fuck. Everyone is done.
Everyone is fucking done.
Yeah.
And you have no other outlet. See what happens. It's so brilliant.
No,
it's called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Pete Davidson is in it. He does a really great job playing exactly who you think he might be in this movie. And
the murderer.
a little crackhead. And you know what I mean? Like it's just that. It's just absolutely brilliant. And it incorporates social media, incorporates and it's not saying that anyone who does it is bad. It's really just a brilliantly done. And do you see Borat 2? Mm-hmm. Okay, the daughter from Borat is in this movie.
Oh, stop
and she is phenomenal.
What kills me about Borat?
Yeah.
And I feel this way about What We Do in the Shadows as well.
Oh, I love What We Do in the Shadows.
Same. Is just like how much of this is scripted and how much of this are you making up?
Yes.
Because and like some of it you can kind of tell, like you know
my good
what the
time
direction,
boy, my sweet cheese, my rotten soldier. Yeah.
like, you know what direction they're trying to go into.
Yeah.
But I want to see the script.
Me too.
Is there one? Like,
Yes.
are they just like, hey, this is what you're trying to do?
There's certain people. It's just like Succession, I believe, where certain characters really they let just like go, like Laszlo on What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah,
Obviously, they let him like New York City, you know, like they just let him go. Like my boy, like he's fucking crazy.
Also, the
Nandor.
the lead
Guillermo.
guy with the long hair,
Yeah, Guillermo. It's Nandor.
right?
Yeah.
Might remind me of someone that I might be involved with.
Oh, that's true.
In a way, which
Oh my
just
goodness.
occurred to me.
Oh my goodness, you're very right.
Oh no!
Well, yeah. So I think that's a good rundown of a bunch of horror films but I really recommend for you personally. Obviously, Psycho. If you love Hitchcock, you're gonna love this. It's actually really brills, and especially for the time, it was really because you don't even know what the ending is.
No. I know nothing. I've seen nothing.
The ending is something that this came out when it came out. It blows my mind that anyone allowed this movie to come out. I'm not even kidding you. Because what it says towards like society, men, women, what it says is so fucking mental health, everything. It's something that never was touched upon at all. Very extremely taboo. Please watch. Psycho. It follows. Fantastic movie. It's about, you find out very quickly, that it is about a demon. When you have sex with someone, the demon will follow them until it kills them, until you pass it to someone else. Shit. It doesn't matter where you are. You can be in the mountains, in the Himalayas. It's walking slowly towards you, and it could be the form of anything.
Okay.
It's fantastic. Not gory, really scary and spooky and creepy. Highly recommend. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Okay, I will go home and look that up.
And I just think that something about horror has been really cool, and it's a lot of times it's often produced by the female leads now too, which I really love.
Well, and
It's been a great vehicle for women.
not to make a full shameless plug, but like this is the time of year where like So when at the end of 2019, I was like kind of mentally checked out of theater and I wanted to pursue more TV film. And the first thing that I booked was a horror short.
Love.
And I didn't know this when we were filming. We filmed 2 days in Brooklyn, and it was with this guy who'd won South by Southwest.
Work.
Great dude.
Awesome.
Loved him. He and his girlfriend and I all got along famously. And we shot this film, and it was 2.5 minutes that we were told it was going to be under 3 minutes. And that was it. I got paid, and peace out. And the following September, after a shutdown had happened, we were all like traumatized by everything that's going on in the world. I got an email from them that was like, hey, here's the link to the short on Hulu.
Work.
So the only thing that I have done on TV film in like a commercial
Has
sense
been horror.
is on Hulu, and it's horror. It's their bite-sized Halloween series. It's season 1, episode 4. It's called
We have to watch.
Devilback. It's
Devilback.
like 2.5 minutes. I made New Jersey watch that the other night.
Good.
And I have like, it's like the two of us. We're the only characters in the whole thing. And it's so camp and so funny.
I love camp.
And like, it's, now that we're talking about like the horror thing, it's like, it's so funny to me. That's like the only thing, like the biggest thing I've ever done
Well, that's what I
is horror.
What I
And
think
it was
is
so fun to shoot. 'Cause
That's
it
what
was
I mean.
also, like,
Horror
a
is the
master
best.
class.
Yeah.
And like, we got there, we didn't know what to expect. We were put up in this beautiful house in Brooklyn. It was a
Amazing.
fucking mansion. And I had the whole upstairs like wing to myself. I had a fireplace in my dressing room. I was like, this is perfect.
I love them.
And on day 2 of filming, it was like green screen, special effect, stunt the whole afternoon. Wow. And never in my life had I ever thought that I would be doing anything like that. And it was so fun. We had like fall backwards on a mat, and then we were dragged forward on like a little sled that was attached that got green screened out later, and there was like a whole thing. It was so fun.
Yeah. See, and I feel like you know, even in the instance of Silence of the Lambs or, you know, other horror films, it's been a great vehicle for women and queer people.
I said all that to say that the lead in this was a woman.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's been a great vehicle for openly queer and women. It really has been the whole time. And I think that's what the beauty of it is. I think it started to try to be steered towards, like, women are only good for, like, let's kill that bitch with the titties and shit. Now, that happens, but there's also, like, a final girl. There's also, like, a this and that. And now it's been blurred so much that it's like, no, the female's the lead. And her friends are all sorts of different types of people. The female may be a queer woman. Do you know? Like Jennifer's Body, there's a lot of interesting retrospectives there. And I really find that it's like really been the genre that has really opened the floodgates for a lot of things. Also, it can be made. This is what's so brilliant about it. That's why we made, there's an upcoming, there's a movie I'm going to make called Bathed in the Night, but we made a proof of concept. It's in post. It's sci-fi horror. On purpose. It's what I love, and it's what I always wanted to be the star of and make, and I made it. And you can make something like this for $1 million, but make 200 million or nothing.
I mean,
an international
$1 million on a budget for something like that.
That's it.
If you can make 300,
it will happen. I'm going to manifest this right now. I'm going to sell the idea. I'm going to make this entire, because I have the feature already ready planned. I have the snippet of a slice of life of what it is that we shot for about 15 or maybe 12. Give me $1 million. I'll make you a brilliant movie, and you'll make at least 50 times that. And I know you will.
I mean, I feel
that's the beauty of horror.
I feel like with horror, you can
be small.
You can even go smaller than that.
I know. I can make it 250.
I mean, again, not.
But I want to lowball. I think I should make it for $1 million.
I mean, obviously, but but again, like going back to what we were talking about before, Blair Witch was like 8.
Yeah. Paranormal Activity was, and this is years later. It was like 21,000. It made like millions upon millions.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me look. How much was, and then we'll finish off here. Much was Blair Witch, which was brilliant. Because I saw it, and I was like, that is a creepy woods in Maryland. Okay, so Blair Witch was 60,000.
Okay, just kidding.
Because I thought Paranormal had broken the mold of, like, the Paranormal was 21, I believe. Paranormal Activity. And it was at Screamfest where Mike's movie about the female BIPOC serial killer, coming of age story serial killer, was at. Paranormal Activity was made for about $20K. And it was under the Blumhouse when Blumhouse first started coming out, which is
wow.
But yeah, they made millions and millions, and that's why that's it. But I think like that's the thing about horror, a creative idea just about because there's primal feelings involved. Everything that's primal can be something. The reason porn can be made for cheap is it's about sex. The reason that horror can be made for cheap is because it's about fear. These are all primal things that you can really capture and make and bottle for not that much and actually make them good.
Yeah.
You can make them camp too and have a statement.
Oh my God, camp is the best.
Camp is the best.
Camp
You're going to love
is,
Bodies. Bodies is camp.
Camp is the best.
There's one
genre.
Scene, I'm sorry. There's one scene in Bodies. I'm not giving a lot away, but there's one scene where the girl's like, "You shot me. Oh my fucking God, that hurts. I've never been shot before. It really fucking hurts." And she goes on a whole fucking rant about a whole bunch of shit, like a TikTok rant. It's wonderful. So highly recommend those.
Okay. I mean, listen.
I'd love to watch these with you.
I don't think that there's enough camp happening. There's more camp happening than there has been.
Yes.
Like, what Murders in the Building is obviously on the camp spectrum.
It's camp, especially this season.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm so grateful for that.
This latest season, you haven't seen?
I haven't seen season 3.
I haven't either. I'm standing with sag-aftra and not watching it, not promoting it in any way. But sure. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, also think like Knives Out, like films like that. Like brilliant. I haven't seen the second one, but the first one, brilliant. Camp, ridiculous.
Glass Onion, you'll love it.
I just want that all the time.
I think we can, and I think there's a way to it.
If you can tie it back to Clue, I'm here for it.
Clue is like a camp as fuck, and it's very.
It's the prototype.
It's got the mystery horror element. So somebody's getting murdered, and we just don't know who it is.
But see, I also think the Clue is such a perfect example of how to create a suspenseful, smart camp film that has murder in it but no gore.
Yep.
That is a
just
fucking classic.
Yeah, I'm in.
I have only met one person one time who had never seen it, and I corrected that.
Good. Because they were wrong.
They didn't like it.
Okay, well, you never spoke to that person again. Anyway, guys, I have to jump to a writer's
part.
room.
That is the spookiest part of this whole
That's
episode.
The spookiest part. He knows someone who doesn't like Clue. If you know someone that you don't like, this is our message. If you know someone that doesn't like Clue in your life, please get away from them. Or murder them. No. Well, this has been a fabulous, spooky, ooky kooky astrology and then horror film episode.
The two parts.
The two-parter. Halloween 1 and 2. Hey, put the money on the table.
You're so rich.
Pay me.